If you enjoy listening to The Bid, you'll love reading it too. The Bid's monthly newsletter brings together the same sharp insights and big ideas you hear on the show, from the minds shaping markets and investing today. Each edition breaks down what's driving markets and what it could mean for your portfolio in just a few minutes. Subscribe for free at blackrock.com/thebid. The Bid, ideas that move markets. Hi, I'm Oscar Polito, and you're listening to The Bid, an investing podcast by BlackRock. Today, instead of a new episode of The Bid, we thought it would be a good opportunity to reintroduce you to our short-form podcast, Market Take. Market Take is a quick, weekly digest on what's driving markets, investing insights, and analysis across asset classes, investment strategies, and borders. If you like The Bid, check out Market Take wherever you get your podcasts, and enjoy the next couple of episodes right here in The Bid's feed.
What's driving markets? Welcome to Market Take. Each week, we'll bring you our insights on the latest market and economic trends that are impacting investments. I'm your host, Natalie Gill, portfolio strategist at the BlackRock Investment Institute. This week, we unpack how one of the themes from our 2026 Global Outlook, the Diversification Mirage, is playing out in real time. With only a handful of megaforces driving returns, we think there is no such thing as a neutral portfolio allocation. And rising bond yields across developed market economies mean traditional diversifiers like long-term treasuries offer less portfolio ballast than they once did. Instead, this environment calls for being dynamic and seeking unique sources of return. For several years now, we've laid out how the economic transformation megaforces were driving challenged traditional methods of diversification. We're seeing that play out now. Trying to diversify away from the US or the AI megaforce towards other regions or equal-weighted indices amount to larger active calls than before. In fact, our analysis shows that after accounting for factors that typically explain equity returns, a growing share of US stock returns are tied to a single common driver. We think investors should focus less on spreading risk indiscriminately and more on owning it deliberately. In short, a more active approach. We also think portfolios need a clear plan B and a readiness to pivot quickly. Another illustration of the diversification mirage, the spike in developed market bond yields over the last several weeks, underscoring our view that long-term bonds don't help balance portfolios as they once did. The surge is partly due to heightened concerns around loose fiscal policy and deteriorating fiscal outlooks. Japanese 30-year bond yields hit record highs earlier this month and are up more than 100 basis points this year. The latest move up was triggered by a Japanese government fiscal spending package, as well as the Bank of Japan signaling a potential rate hike this week. Central banks in countries like Australia and Canada have shifted their tone on rates, either flagging an end to cuts or a potential hike. We see a growing disconnect between the US and other central banks going into next year. The US has stronger growth and inflation, but is taking a more dovish approach. By contrast, these other developed markets are facing weaker growth with more hawkish central banks. We're eyeing this contrast as a risk heading into next year. We're also watching upcoming US data in the aftermath of last week's Federal Reserve interest rate decision, the most disputed since 2019 with 3 dissents. We think the Fed is erring on the side of being too easy, even with the division. Any rebound in hiring or business confidence could reignite inflation pressures and bring back policy tensions with debt sustainability. Here's our market take. We see the diversification theme from our full-year outlook unfolding now. We think this environment calls for seeking truly unique return sources, such as in private markets and hedge funds, as a distinct allocation for alpha. We stay pro-risk on the AI theme. For details, read our weekly market commentary. Go to www.blackrock.com/weekly-commentary.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Bid. We will be taking a break from our regularly scheduled weekly episodes, but you can expect a new episode of The Bid after the holidays in January, where I'll be talking to Carrie King about her stock picks for 2026. If you need some bid content, check out the 2026 Outlook, where Jean Bovin leads us through his thoughts about what opportunities investors may expect next year.
This content is for informational purposes only and is not an offer or a solicitation. Reliance upon information in this material is at the sole discretion of the listener. In the UK and non-European Economic Area countries, this is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. In the European Economic Area, this is authorised and regulated by the Netherlands Authority for the Financial Markets. Reference to the names of each company mentioned in this communication is merely for explaining the investment strategy and should not be construed as investment advice or investment recommendation of those companies. For full disclosures, go to blackrock.com/corporate/compliance/bid-disclosures.